Ashish Nehra has never been a headliner. You don't remember anybody telling you that he was their favorite bowler. Given his lanky build and gentle run-up, it's always been difficult to say where he generates his pace from. When he is batting or fielding, you always fear the worst as the ball heads toward him. And before Rohit Sharma and Ravindra Jadeja became popular, Ashish Nehra had been the butt of a number of joke trolls. Generally operating in the shadow of Zaheer Khan and Irfan Pathan over the past decade, Nehra quietly went about the job of keeping the pressure on at the other end. His bowling plan seemed relatively simple: good length on off stump, with the ability to move the ball both ways. On a number of occasions, he was given the task of bowling the last over. Ashish Nehra had most of the virtues of a classical left-arm fast bowler: pace, accuracy, subtle variations of line and length, an ability to move the ball off the wicket, and a devastating late-in swinger that could harass the best. But with all those gifts came a curse, a brittle body that may well have contributed to him playing his last test as early as 2004. Still, T20 cricket, with its cap of only 4 overs, gave Nehra a lifeline, and at 36 he revived his international career, having rediscovered the ability to move the ball at 140 km per hour, to become one of India's most successful bowlers in the 2016 T20 World Cup. Nehra was named in the team of the tournament for the 2016 T20 World Cup by the ICC. Nehra came out of his first full tour to Zimbabwe in 2000 to 2001 with his reputation as one of the most promising new ball bowlers on the international circuit vastly enhanced, and his performance in Bulawayo in that series played a key role in India winning a test outside the subcontinent for the first time in 15 years. He struggled to establish himself thereafter, as inconsistency and injuries saw him slip down the pace bowling list. The high point of that difficult period came in the 2003 World Cup against England, when he took 6 for 23. This is till date the best bowling figures by an Indian bowler in Cricket World Cup history, and until Glenn McGrath routed the Namibians a few days later, the best by anyone in a World Cup match outside the seamer's paradise of Headingley. Nehra's celebration involved scarfing a banana and then throwing it up by the side of the pitch. Some Indian bowlers may do better in a World Cup, but you can rest assured nobody will better that aftermath. In the memorable 2004 tour of Pakistan, when India scored 349 in the first ODI and Pakistan lost to early wickets, the game seemed to be over. Inzamamul Haq carved a magnificent 122 to bring Pakistan back into the game and into a winning position. However, once Murli Kartik dismissed him, the game was in the balance again. Mohammad Kaf pulled off a brilliant catch in the penultimate over, leaving Nehra to defend 8 runs in the over of his life against Moin Khan. In a display that today's pace spearheads would be proud of, Nehra hit the block hole consistently and didn't allow Moin to lift him over extra cover, with the coach Javed Mianda gesticulating wildly. With 6 required of the last ball, Nehra enjoyed his fair share of luck as a full toss was hit straight up and caught at cover. Surgery on a troublesome ankle and an indifferent tour of Australia followed. He pulled out midway through the 2005 Zimbabwe tour and had a succession of operations on his ankle that slowed down his career. He hit the headlines with creditable showings in the IPL, particularly in the second season, and was recalled to the ODI squad for the tour of the West Indies in June 2009. His 31 ODI wickets in 2009 were the most he had ever taken in a year, and he followed it up with 28 in 2010 to establish his place in India's 2011 World Cup squad. He bowled a match-winning spell against Pakistan in the semi-final of that tournament, but his body failed him again. An on-field injury prevented him from playing the final, which India won to become world champions. In the 2011 World Cup against Pakistan, he again proved his doubters wrong. After a poor last over against South Africa, he was a surprise selection for this game. His first spell kept the openers quiet, but then came a defining moment. Diving to take a catch at mid-wicket, Nehra injured a finger but came back to finish his quota of overs at the death. He was rewarded with 2 wickets and finished as the most economical bowler in the game. Unfortunately, he could not play in the final due to a broken finger. In the IPL, Nehra took 22 wickets for Chennai Super Kings in 2015, willing himself back into contention for India, whom he helped whitewash Australia 3-0 in T20I series in 2015 to 2016. He took that run of fine form into the Asia Cup and the 2016 T20 World Cup before calling it a day. Nehra moved into coaching in the IPL after that, as bowling coach of Royal Challengers Bangalore for 2 seasons, and in 2022 was Gujarat Titans head coach when they won the title in their first year in the tournament. Nehra also became the first Indian head coach to win the Indian Premier League. Ashish Nehra debuted in Test cricket against Sri Lanka at Colombo, SSC, on 24 February 1999. His last Test match was against Pakistan at Rawalpindi on 13 April 2004. Ashish Nehra debuted in ODI cricket against Zimbabwe at Harare on 24 June 2001. His last ODI match was against Pakistan at Mohali on 30 March 2011. Ashish Nehra debuted in T20 international cricket against Sri Lanka at Nagpur on 9 December 2009. His last T20 international match was against New Zealand at Delhi on 1 November 2017. Ashish Nehra played 17 Test matches and took 44 wickets with a bowling average of 42.40. His best bowling of 4 for 72 against Zimbabwe at Harare in 2011 came in a losing cause as India lost that match by 4 wickets. Ashish Nehra played 120 ODI matches and took 157 wickets with a bowling average of 31.72. His best bowling of 6 for 23 against England at Durban in the ICC World Cup 2003 helps India to win the match by 82 runs. Without any doubt he was declared man of the match in that ODI. Ashish Nehra also played 27 T20 international matches and took 34 wickets with a super strong bowling average of 22.29. His best bowling of 3 for 19 against Afghanistan at Gross Islet on ICC World T20 2010 helps India to win the match by 7 wickets. Ashish Nehra's first-class, List A, and T20 records were brilliant. He played 90 first-class matches and took 303 wickets with a good bowling average of 29.14. In List A, he played 201 matches and took 245 wickets with an average of 33.00. Ashish Nehra also played 132 T20 matches and took 162 wickets.